Hello, everyone. Um, Thoughts and prayers go out first and foremost to anyone affected by tonight's tornado, whether it was here in Mattoon, which I understand it touched down. I don't know where, but I understand that. I think over in like the Gays, Illinois, and Windsor, Illinois area, they had something. Thoughts and prayers go out to you. The Amazon Fulfillment Center, I believe that was Edwardsville, Illinois, got hit as well. Such devastation, such awfulness. And I don't even know the extent of our damage here until morning. And then I won't really have time to look in the morning because I don't get a day off. Yeah. I'm under the weather myself. Grandpa's under the weather. We're struggling, but we're going through this thing called life. And prayers are needed and welcomed. That's just a side note. I'm going to do a book review on a wonderful book that if you love to read and you love Western romance and you love Christmas time stories, it did my heart good to read this story. And I loved the way the characters eventually ended up together and their journey along the way. You could see it happening like in a Lifetime movie. And she's now one of my favorite authors. So, Holly Jolly Cowboy, the author is Jessica Clare. She's a New York Times bestseller. Excuse my voice, please, because like I said, I just took a Benadryl. I'm a little out of it. It says, I love this kind of strong, sensitive, and sexy cowboy hero that Jessica Clare creates, fresh fiction. And I'm going to read the back to you. I do have, I think, 3 pages marked. There was another page I wanted to mark, and I was going so fast reading the book, I didn't mark it, where she's talking about why they can't be together and stuff. But I'll try to expand a little bit, hopefully to wet your whistle to make you read the book as well. So let's read the back cover, shall we? From the New York Times bestselling author Jessica Clare comes a Christmas romance about a cowboy Grinch and the woman who stole his heart. Local waitress Holly Dawson needs a better paying job to cover her sister's college tuition. Given that it's Christmas and she's broke as a joke, she's feeling pretty bah humbug. New jobs are hard to come by in a town as small as Painted Barrel, especially for the town's high school dropout. When Holly is offered a job at the Flat Sea Ranch to clean and cook for the cowboys who work there, it seems like a dream come true. Except for one thing. Her nemesis, the incredibly handsome and annoyingly arrogant Adam Calhoun, works there. It doesn't matter that he loves his dogs and more than people, or that he's a war veteran. No Christmas spirit can save that particular Grinch. When the rest of the ranch hands go out of town for the holidays, Holly and Adam will be forced to work together closely. No sweat, Holly can deal with Adam, and if she doesn't kill him first, she just might fall in love. Um, I can't say good enough. I mean, it was over the top of the moon for me. Just this book was outstanding. And I'm going to I always read the dedication. For the jolliest Holly I know, Holly Root, thanks for always having my back. Also for Christine, who's always her way through the baked her way through the pandemic. We are sisters in gluten. Um, there's this love-hate relationship that's just all the way throughout the book until their chemistry just goes off the rails, and it's like, wow. The part that I picked is where ranch hands Carson and Adam are talking about Holly and how Carson feels that Adam is not treating Holly all that fairly. Page 80, 81, and 82. All he saw was bright red lips, a cheerful ponytail, and tired eyes. Maybe Carson was right. But who was she looking after? He was pretty sure she didn't have kids. Not that he liked her. Not that he cared about what was going on in a damn irritating waitress' life. He didn't. He just wanted to have 3 meals a day like any normal man and to be left alone. Maybe a polite hello now and then from Holly. Was that asking too much? I think you're seeing things, if you ask me, Adams said. When I look at her, I see someone with a mean streak and an ornery disposition. Carson grinned. She ain't mean to me. says the man that didn't have to eat peanut butter and jelly for a week. It's called being polite, the older man smirked. You should try it sometime. She needs to start it. Carson just shook his head at Adam. Don't know what that woman wounded you in the past, but that doesn't mean that Holly is like her. Give her a chance. Adam scowled. He wasn't a woman hater. He liked women just fine. It was that obnoxious waitress he had a hard time with. Everyone else he got along great with. His boss, lovely lady. The gal that cut his hair sweet as pie. Holly, colder than a witch's you know what. Just because you're older than me doesn't mean you have all the answers, he told Carson. His good mood evaporated. You're welcome to stick around, but I'm not going to go back. And the other cowboy nodded. Check on that sick cow in the barn for me. All right, and make sure the horses are blanketed. So it's supposed to be a cold one tonight. Okay. And do a last check on the herd. I didn't have a chance before coming into town, he thought for a moment. Probably should have caked him again, just in case it's colder than we thought. They took turns giving the cows extra feed or quote-unquote cake nutritional pellets in the winter because it meant they'd stay warmer. Still, they loved cake pellets, and they got pushy about the kind of thing, following close behind the gator as it spooled out the feed. It wasn't best to do that at night either, and not Adam's favorite. This turn was supposed to be Carson's too. Anything else? Carson rubbed his chin. Actually, Adam sighed and put his hands on his hip. You telling me to stay here so you can go back out there and work? Carson put his cowboy hat on. Now that you mention it, excellent idea. He gave a quick nod. Much obliged. Great. Now that tells you that even Carson's noticing that Adam could be treating Holly a lot better. And maybe his ex-wife, Adam's ex-wife, Donna, had a lot to do with the way he's treating Holly. There's a particular situation in the book where he's jealous of how she's treating Carson, and he gets his revenge. And when he does, he regrets it later. And then of course, she eventually finds out what he did, and he comes clean. But then does he or does he not get her back? The only way to find out is read this amazing book. It's very passionate, I would say, for mature audiences. I could totally see Beth and Rip in both of these characters. I think that's something that drew me further into the book. And I loved it. Outstanding, 10 stars. You pick up Holly Jolly Cowboy, Jessica Clare, now on my favorite author list. You won't regret it.